I'm going to tell some ghost stories. I'm going to tell some ghost stories. Are you hiding? They're not that scary. Are you ready for the ghost stories? Sent in by your fans. These are scary stories sent in by our subscribers, and you can be the judge of how scary they are. And then I'm going to tell some stories about us, some scary encounters that we've had. This story was sent in by Jordan Hicks. I was out in the desert early one morning to go shooting before the sun was up. I pull up, park the car in a little depression surrounded by small hills at the base of a mountain, turn off the car and hop out to have a smoke and wait for the sun to come up. As I'm having my cigarette, I hear rocks falling down the hills behind me. I assume it's an animal, so I point my spotlight in the direction and get my pistol ready in case it's dangerous. Nothing. Suddenly the same noise from a different hill, but dead opposite from where I last heard the noise. Every time I point my spotlight at it, the noise would stop and resume in the dark behind me. No matter which way I was facing, it was like I was surrounded. I got so spooked, I got back in my car and drove back to the main road. Didn't go back in again until the sun came up. And that's coming from someone who's grown up in the desert his whole life and isn't scared of anything. I know what's normal noise and what isn't. I've never heard anything like that happen before or since. Spooky? Is it spooky? Was it you? Creeping around. It was you creeping around, wasn't it? Lay down. Lay down. Good. What about the butt? What about the butt? Are you going to lay that down? Lay your butt down. All the way. Good boy. Somebody's got an itchy butt. Okay. Hello. This one was sent in by John Riley. A long time ago, I lived in a less than lovely apartment building. Early one morning, even sitting down in the loo, I pull on the toilet roll only to see a cockroach calmly sitting on it. Never jumped so high, that's my face. Never jumped so high, so fast before or since. Yes, trapped some roaches in a jar and went and dumped them on the building manager's desk. That is pretty scary. We don't get cockroaches here, so it's pretty lucky. It hurts, Key. Ow! It hurts. Don't squish it. This story was sent in by 64B Bernard. I never witnessed anything scary or paranormal, but my supervisor did tell me about the one building where in one room he did come across an elderly woman slowly rocking herself in a chair. But she wasn't there. It was a form of an elderly woman. A woman, but not solid. This story was sent in by Nicole Guna. I once dropped my son off at a primary school disco and was walking back out of the school when I saw a little girl in a long dress standing by herself. I asked her where her mummy was, and she pointed past me, and as I looked around, it was a graveyard. When I looked back, the girl had gone, but there was a brick wall behind her, so she had to have just vanished. Spooky. This story was sent in by Stacey Giustino. My creepiest story was when my daughter was about 3 years old, and I would hear her laughing and talking and running in the hall by her bedroom at 2 a.m. And I got up and asked her why she was up, and she said the boy came to play with me. I saw nothing, but this went on regularly, always at the same time. Then at her room, she had a SpongeBob clock that I had taken the dead batteries out of, and at the same time the boy came to play, the clock started singing its song. She is 18 now and remembers it like it was yesterday. Kids do the creepiest things. All we can see is your back end, Key. Can you tell a story? Come on, tell your ghost story. So this happened before I even had Key. Quite a few years before. And I was just watching TV. It was probably after 11, closer to midnight. I distinctly heard the clunk of coffee cup being placed down on a mantelpiece beside the sofa, followed by the crinkle of Velcro, as if someone had stood up from the sofa. But this was after 11 p.m. at night, and my mum had gone out to pick up my sister, so I was home alone. And I have no idea why I heard those two sounds when there was no one there to make them. this is another one along the same vein. I was home alone. I hear the jingle of keys outside the front door, followed by the distinct sound of keys being placed in the door and door opening and closing. And I waited, and no one came in. I waited 20-30 seconds and no one came in. So I went out to the door and I looked and there was nobody there. This was probably around the same kind of time, and again I was home alone and I was expecting my mum home. But she hadn't come home, but I heard her come home. Keys had some strange encounters when he was a puppy, where he would yell at nothing, where he would see things down the stairs that weren't there. In the corners of the rooms, along the ceiling, he saw a lot of things that weren't there. And he would bark at them, and he would run from them like he was terrified. Do you remember the ghosts you used to see as a puppy? You used to see them in the kitchen and the hallway. Do you remember? The ghosties. They were on the ceiling, weren't they? Yeah, they were on the ceiling. They used to scare you out of the room, didn't they? They scare you out of the room. They did. They used to scare you out of the room. You'd come running out, skidding on the floor. What did you used to see? What's that? You used to see ghosties. Yeah? Do you still see them? You see one right now. See the ghost of biscuits. So Key has actually got a recent spooky story. It's not about ghosts though. But it is kind of... I just saw your spit fly across the room, Key. I saw your spit fly across the room. So that was pretty scary. Flying spit. Anyway, there's the spot. There's the spot. Oh, there's the spot right there. Your tongue is hanging out, Key. Let's see pause. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe if you'd like to see more. You don't make life easy, Key, do you? Don't mind me. Just punch me in the boob. That's my boob still. Just punch me in the boob, please. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed our video. Ah, that's my boob, Key. Back in. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more of our videos. That was my hand and he broke it. Please like the video if you did, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Oh, this video is a nightmare.